Yeah. It seems like now everybody doing these old school joints, you know what I mean? These remixes and shit. So I figured I'd try it.
Welcome back to another episode of the Grind Time Show. It's your host, Solid Dollar. And I know I've been away for a minute, but not like away, but you know what I mean? Taking care of these businesses, working on different things and studying more information on financial literacy so I could deliver it to the people, try to educate our community. So here we go again. Now I'm going to be totally honest. I'm not a genius or a Warren Buffett or Bill Gates and none of that. But when it comes to business and trying to understand how business works, I try to do my due diligence to find out and give the information in a way so normal people or people from my community or just the average person that may just want to learn can easily digest it and quickly find some result. Now, for those that know me, y'all know my story. Y'all know where I came from. For those that don't know me, let me give you a quick backstory. I'm a guy that was born and raised in New York City, always been intrigued and embraced by the street subculture of hustlers of various degrees. And I always knew that money was a key component to success. I moved to North Carolina. I got my associate's degree in business administration and my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. So I know a little something. Currently living in Atlanta, music producer, engineer, videographer, entrepreneur, financial consultant. I try to dibble and dabble my hands in a little bit of everything because I realize that you need multiple streams of income in order for you to reach that level of financial freedom. Now that that's out the way, today we're going to discuss a business structure that we call the LLC, or was named the LLC, which is a limited liability company. We're going to discuss what it is, the benefits of it, and how to set it up properly. Now, for people that's just trying to get into this business thing, and they may not know, or they just starting out, you might want to know what a LLC is and the benefits of it. So a LLC is a limited liability company, hence LLC. And the key is right within its name. Limited liability company. Now, with an LLC, the members have a limited liability due to the fact that the company is owned by multiple members. Like, you feeling me? So one person might have a certain percentage of ownership and the other members might have different percentages of ownership, which you can split it up depending on how, you structure your business. Like if I have 3 or 4 people, it may not be equal portions of the business allocated to each person. So let's just say, for instance, for those that don't understand, because I like to break it down. Let's just say you have 4 members. There's 100% shares in any kind of business. That's keeping it 100. Now, 2 members might have 10% of the business because they do a small amount of work for the business, but you still want to offer them a percentage of the business because y'all all formed it together. But this person might be busy and say, well, you know what? I can only do graphic designing for the business. You might allocate 10% to that person. You might allocate 10% to somebody else. So there's still 80% of the business shares left towards the other 2 owners. Now, that percentage of ownership doesn't necessarily have to be 40-40. So one person could say, well, you know what? They own 60% of the business and the other member might own 20% of the business. One person might say, well, you know what? I'm just going to put up the financial backing. The other person might be the one that's doing administrative, the buying the supplies. So each person has a different percentage of ownership. So that's one benefit of it. If you want to look at it from that perspective, if you want to look at it from a negative side, I mean, it could be that if, you're in that particular situation, or you want a higher percentage of ownership. Now, when I say limited liability, I want y'all to pay close attention to the key phrase, because a lot of times with legal words and when it comes to business, the words be right in front of you, but just because you don't understand the language, you might miss it. So limited liability means that you take less risk, or you have a limited amount of liability, because in these financial segments, we go over certain terms. One is assets and liabilities. Assets are things that you can own and is going to make you money, is valuable. Liabilities are things that you buy and it doesn't bring any value. So if you have a structure, a business structure, and you're a part of it, or you're a member and you have limited liability, that means that a lot of times if something was to happen, you're not fully responsible. Let's give an analogy. Okay, so you're driving down the street. You might be texting or might not be paying attention, and you hit another person or their car and you injure them. Now, they have the option, since you injured them, to take you to court and sue you for whatever damages that you caused them, to bring them back to, normal. Like, or they might not even be able to get back to normal, but they're going to sue you for whatever damages they feel that they can get compensated for. Now, in that particular situation, since you was driving your car and you hit them, you are liable for their accident. That means that when they come and sue you, they're going to be suing you in your name. They're going to take you to court. They're going to find out what you have, what you don't have, and then that's how that deal works. Now, let's take another scenario. As far as a limited liability company, which you're limited to your liability, let's just say you're driving again, but you're driving the company's car. This is where the limited liability come in. You're driving a company vehicle and you injure a person, the same amount of damage, the same amount of harm or that you've done to them. Now they have to sue the company. So when they go sue the company, you're not personally responsible. The company is, because you was driving a company vehicle. So your assets are now protected. Let's just say if you got $1 million in the bank, they can't go after you for that $1 million or 10,000 or 15 or 20 or whatever it is, because they have to sue the company. The company is responsible because the company hired you to perform a task and it happened while you was on company time. Almost like if you was working for UPS or Amazon or one of them. I don't know. I think Amazon got independent contractors. But anyway, they can't sue you personally or take anything from you. They can't go after your house, your car, your motorcycle, whatever, things that you have, because they got to go after the company. So that means that you're protected. That structure gives you a form of protection from being liable. So you get it? All right. And this one might go over your head a little bit, but there's some smart individuals that might catch this jewel. Let's just say if you was one of the owners of the company and they sue the company, but you have a small percentage of the company. Like, let's just say that you own 10% of the company, but you're one of the owners. Like my man Ben Bay say, I play too much. Which brings me to the benefits of a LLC. It's quick to set up. You have that personal protection against liability, and also the diversity of a LLC. Like a LLC can be a nonprofit. A LLC can be a church. A LLC can be a fraternity, a sorority. So that's why I like the LLC as a business structure, preferably more than some other structures. Now there is some benefits from other structures, but they're a little more time consuming to get them set up. And there's certain requirements that you have to go through, which is a little more tedious when it comes down to, hurry up, trying to hurry up and get your business off the ground. Now, to me, the LLC is one of the easiest structures that you can form. You can get a LLC started in one day. All you got to do is go and contact the Secretary of State in the state that you live in, and you can get that LLC popping in a day. All you got to do is fill out your articles of incorporation, and boom, you're in business. Another benefit that I like about it is that, as far as it being quick to set up, is that as soon as you file it and they get your paperwork, your business is effective like immediately. Or you can put a date on your articles of incorporation, which states that, you want to get it set up for a specific date later on in time. However you do it, like I don't really see no sense in filing your paperwork, spending your money. I think it costs between $100 in some states to almost $200, $300. But my thing is like, I don't see the purpose of filing or spending your money $200 and then you want to get your business activated another month or so, unless you got some things that you need to, tighten up on. And in that case, I guess that's cool. Some other benefits, like I mentioned initially, is that, it offers you that protection from, people trying to sue you. You create like a force field around you, so that's what, the limited liability also creates as far as, one of the benefits that I like about it. It's like going from riding on a bike to having a tank. You know what I mean? Like it really puts you in a space where you can move in the private. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand the private. I hear a lot of people on these social media sites talking about, they private this and they private that. But the thing is, to be private means to be in a situation where most of your public business is not out there on records, on public records, and you're able to move from a business point of view versus a personal point of view. So, that's another jewel that you got to like study and catch up on. I think that's really, really important. And once you understand the power of the LLC and how to structure it properly, oh man, you become like ghosts in power, man. Like you can really put yourself in an untouchable position if you understand how that structure works. So that's why I like them. Also, the diversity, like I said before, like, you can form a church with an LLC. You can form a nonprofit with an LLC. You can form a small business with an LLC. You can do damn near anything with an LLC. So I like it because, it's a structure that I can quickly put together. It's a structure that I can quickly help somebody else out with. And we can get that whole thing popping in a day or two. You know what I mean? Like a week if you slow. You know what I mean? So that's why I like the LLC. And, it's been really fruitful for me. So, you know what I mean? That's why I form LLCs. Okay, and last but not least, I promise that I will show you or give you the information on how to set it up properly. And mind you, this is not legal advice. If you need legal advice, you should consult an attorney, a competent attorney, or somebody that can help you with that. So, disclaimer, this is not legal advice. These are just some of the things that I do, some of the things that I learned over time when it comes to forming a business. To properly create an LLC, anybody can form an LLC. But to properly form it, and this is a formula that I kind of came up with and understand through looking at the IRS manuals and studying just some business information, is that you need 3 people to actually form a proper LLC. 3 is the magic number, y'all, or more. But it definitely needs to be 3. And I'm going to give you the reason for that number and the reason why you want to have 3 or more people on your LLC as members. Now, let's just say you formed the LLC, all right? And you rushing or you just don't know and you want to hurry up and get your business started and you form it and you're the only member of the LLC. Okay, well, let's do a little bit of thinking here. that means that you own that business totally. You own 100% of that business. That means that, you know what? Your umbrella, your tank, your protection is no longer there, because if they can sue you and they find out that you own 100% of this business or that business, then that becomes part of your personal assets. Like, you have to file taxes on that. And either way, you got to file taxes, but you're filing taxes on 100% of that business. You're showing that you own 100% of that business. And if something was to happen to somebody or they get injured, they're going to start combing through your assets and combing through your financials, and they're going to find out, okay, well, this person owns this business. I want to get a piece of that too. So that's why forming a one-member LLC, to me, is a dangerous game, and it pierced the corporate veil. Well, let's just say that you form a two-member LLC. You and your homeboy want to form a business. Well, that two-member LLC pretty much it doesn't offer the, how would I say it, the third wheel or the other party to give reference to something in case there's a dispute between those two members. So that business right there is more like a partnership instead of LLC or member-owned business. You get in an argument, this person say that, this person say that. Now you both in some kind of problem with, moving the business forward. Well, if you had a third person, that third person could say, well, you know what, y'all guys need to calm down. We got to do this for business. And that person also owns a percentage of the business where they do have a right to say, well, maybe we should do this. It also is kind of, to me, is like a tiebreaker or icebreaker where, you know what, sometimes you need that third party in business. A lot of times when I have business meetings or disagreements with workers, I always take another person with me, because I want that person to be a witness to the communication that I had with them, as well as the results that came out of that meeting. And it's also for my protection. So, somebody can't say, well, yo, Solid touched me, or he was rude to me, or he did this to me, so it keeps things balanced. That's why 3 is the magic number, y'all. 3. And also, if you have 3 members, you're straight now. Like, that 3, now you have a real business. Now you're not doing the skim, scam, flam. You don't have no TikTok business. You got a real business going on. So 3 members or more is the formula for starting a LLC. A lot of times people don't tell you these little jewels, have you, learning and snagged up, bagged up and all that. But 3 is the magic number or more. So that's the proper structure for LLC. Okay, guys, y'all know how I like to do. I don't like to keep long videos. I try to keep things short. I know y'all got things to do, and I got things to do as well. Like and subscribe if you found any valuable information in this content. I try to give it to you in simple terms so that you can understand. And we're going to go ahead and go through this together. Love y'all. Peace. Oh, quick shout outs to my sponsors. Let me go ahead and run down on this one. Shout out to Eccentric One LLC Financial Consultants. They will help you get your business started and do some of these different procedures without you getting snagged up and bagged up. Their number is 877-795-0717. Shout outs to Nari.Global Enterprise, which is a custom t-shirt company and clothing line that just started out of Atlanta. Actually, they made this joint right here, you know what I mean? Hooked me up with this, and they gave me a good deal on this. And they also are giving out free gifts for every purchase. I believe over $20 or something like that. I'll put their information in the links below. Shout out to Silver Lining Travel Agents based out of North Carolina. They are wonderful, guys, when it comes to like planning your trip or your next vacation. Holla at my girl Tab. She gonna hook you up, give you a good deal on a resort, a cruise, a dream vacation. I'm gonna put that link down below as well. And like I said, I love y'all. Love yourself. Learn more about your finances so that you can help your situation out. Peace.
Yeah. it seemed like now everybody doing these old school joints, you know what I mean? These remixes and shit. So I figured I'd try it.
1 to the 2 to the 3 and pull up to the club IABM.